This is John Black, Super Chemist. My last video, why does the U.S. never, why can't they win a war against a third world country? I kind of went on, I just watched it and I went on a tangent a bunch of times throughout the whole video, really, till like the last 10 minutes. I mean, the last 10 seconds, or, the last part of the video. So I wanted to redo it, do the second one. The answer is rules to engagement, in case I didn't make that clear. What they'll do is like in Vietnam, in every war, you can see in Israel, they do the same thing. You can't do this, you can't bomb here, you can't go over here, you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't do that. And everyone is like, why not? That's what you're supposed to do. It was easier to hide in Vietnam. Now the internet and technology, it's tougher to hard. It's harder to hide these facts that rules of engagement are set up to prolong war and make them never ending. You know what I mean? Even in Ukraine, they'll send them weapons and tell them you're not allowed to use them. Or you're only allowed to use them here or there. It's like, what are you doing, man? But yeah, the whole trick is the rules of engagement now. Like in Vietnam, in every war, let's say you have a site called a munitions site, where all their munitions is at, or all their rifles, or all their rockets, all their, hand grenades. Yeah, it's against the rules of engagement to bomb or do anything to those sites. It's public information. It's not like they really hide it. You know what I mean? Yeah, the military's, especially at the top, they're all deep state, man. They know the game. Okay, because look, Eisenhower, World War II. I think he's the guy that did Vietnam. He's the guy who did Vietnam. General Eisenhower, right? Isn't that who he was? Isn't he famous for being? And yet he got us in the Vietnam War that lasted for 17 years. He couldn't beat it. Couldn't beat Vietnam, the third world country. In movies they show Vietnam Wars. They're living in huts. No running water, no electric. But Eisenhower, the great general, and yet we kept voting him back into office. I think he got 2 terms. Like, why would you vote a general in that can't win a war against a third world country where the citizens don't have running water and they're living in huts? They have no electricity, for God's sakes. No natural gas going to each house, giving them heat. You can't win it in your first 4 years term, and you're going to get a second term? Like, really? What is wrong with Americans? What is wrong with humans, really? So it's all they'll have a site over here, the enemy, where they have all their tanks stored. No. Rules of engagement. You're not allowed to bomb those sites. You're not allowed to send men in with guns to kill everyone and take over the sites. You're not allowed to go anywhere around those sites. Okay? Say over here there's another area. They know that all the generals are there, and they always have meetings, and they're all in the same one community. No. Against rules of engagement, you can't. See, the only thing that you're allowed to actually bomb or attack or kill in a war is the 18-year-old kid that's a soldier on the other side. That's basically just almost forced into, where they're at, because they don't have, just like the 18-year-old kid in the army in the United States, he doesn't have any say-so on what the government does, what the army does. He just goes and does what they tell him what to do, you know what I mean? He's just a kid, though. If you're 18 years old, if you're in your 20s, you're a kid, okay? But if you're 18 years old, 20 years old, or whatever, in the military, you are a child, okay? And yes, obviously we have to send our children, because children between 18 and 22 are the most, you know, they're the best for war. You know what I mean? But yeah, so we're allowed to kill everyone in the war as long as it's just an 18-year-old kid. You know what I mean? Not a general, not a general or someone a big guy. Yeah, no. Only the kids. Only the kids that we allowed. Rules of engagement. That's the law. Only murder the children when you're in a war. You know, and you could go in, right, in Vietnam or any other war, just like in Israel. That Israel, if they do it right, they can be done with their wars fast. But if they keep listening to Biden over and over and over again, yeah, they're not gonna. They're gonna be forever. So they don't let you. That's what the whole point of the story was for the first video. Why we can't win a war? Because first of all, we don't want to win. We want to just make it be forever. How do we do that? That's the question. How? I'm sure there are more answers than this one, but this is 99.9% of the answer. Okay, is this one trick? Rules of engagement. And I want you to watch any war. Watch the Israel war and see. You know, watch when Trump goes into office. Probably they'll get rid of the war pretty fast, because they know right now, like Iran and the terrorists, they know that the United States, you know, deep state, they want war. They want it. They don't want it. They don't want it to end. You know, so they know, the terrorists know that we, you know, our army and our government and our whatever, deep state, they don't want to kill off the terrorists. If they killed off all the terrorists, then the war would be over, and they don't want the war to be over. And the terrorists know this. You know what I mean? And then they know our rules of engagement, just like in Vietnam and all the other wars, Korea, everyone, Korea, and every one of them, man. I lost my train of thought. But we could end all these wars really quick, but only because of rules of engagement do we just keep it going on and on and on, and nobody says anything about it. We know it. We all know it. We all know it. The rules of engagement for Vietnam, you can look it up online. Same with any other war. You can just look. It's all public information, dudes. People, anyone can look it up. It's not hidden. It's not classified. You know what I mean? It's not. I mean, maybe if it's a current war, yeah, they're not. You know, maybe think. But if it's a past war, you can look up rules. Well, actually, even present war, you can look up rules of engagement. That's the thing. Oh, that was what they were doing in Vietnam. Is they were publicizing what our rules of engagement was, right? They didn't just have the rules of engagement and just tell our side. No, they went on national TV, told Vietnam, they said, you know, we can't bomb over here because of our rules of engagement. Then Vietnamese people would watch the news. They'd be like, oh, they can't do anything over there? Let's send all our people over there. Throw guns and stuff. We'll terrorize we'll start killing Americans over there. They can't do nothing to us. We go on TV. Our rules of engagement. We can't take out this site over here. Oh, okay, they're not going to do that. Let's move it over some more stuff that we don't want to kill over there. We gave away the game plan, right, by telling our rules of engagement. And this happens in every war. Just look at the Israel war and what Biden is always telling them to do. Don't do this. Don't do that. Don't take out their plants that are their energy plants. Why not? If you really care about humanity and you care about human lives, a war should be fought at full force. Okay, and you might say, well, no, Biden's idea is that you can just get the people, just get the soldiers, you know what I mean, and don't get nobody else, and do it like a scalpel, surgeon, No, that doesn't work. All that does is prolong a war, and more people die because the length of the war is so long that even if you just kill a few people a week, they pile up. By the end of the war, you've killed hundreds of thousands of people, okay? Sometimes millions. But if you just go full force, you don't care about, if someone attacks your country, you should just go attack them, man. You don't care about innocent bystanders. You don't care about this bull that you have to care after someone, it's like someone coming up and stabs you, and then they're like, you got to respect that guy. You can't stab him back. Like, don't stab him back. That would be bad. No, the country attacks you, you attack back. You attack, and that saves lives. Because yes, the first month you're going to have a lot of casualties compared to, say, Biden's methodology of 20-year-old wars. But since because it ends in like weeks instead of decades, it's not comparable. You're gonna murder more people with a war that lasts 20 years than you will if you go full force and just say screw everything. We're not going to try to kill innocent bystanders, but we're going to come over there and bomb everything and keep bombing more and more into your country until we take it over or you surrender. You know what I mean? That's that. That's how we should be doing it, but we don't. And then when we got done, if they attacked us, we would not go in and start rebuilding their country. Okay, that is crazy. Okay, somebody breaks in your house and stabs you. You know what I mean? You don't go over to their house and clean it and make them a meal. Okay, that's crazy. That's stupid. That doesn't make any sense. All right. I can see if we attack them and then we're like, oh, okay, well, we won and we lost or we won or what. Either way, maybe rebuilding their stuff since we attacked them. But if they attack us, hey, screw them. Anyways, I babbled enough. Let's see how much time we got. 2 minutes. That's good enough for me. Rules of engagement. That's why we have wars to last for so long. And they don't exclude them from killing the 18-year-old, soldier, the child, the little kid that's out there fighting on the other side. You know what I mean? You can bomb all them all you want. Rules of engagement says kill them till there's millions of them dead. Until you have millions of little children dead on the other side, that are soldiers, 18, 20 years old. Just keep bombing, but never ever take out their actual guns and their munitions and their jets or their helicopters or their tanks, their rockets, their bombs or anything like that. Don't take any of those sites out. Don't bomb any place where there's generals or anything, Only the 18-year-old and 20-year-old children. Only them ones. Now, them you can bomb in every war, and Vietnam proves it. That's one of the wars that I actually know the statistics. 3 million people they killed. 3 million people, Vietnamese. And they could have just killed 10,000 the first 3 weeks, and then Vietnam, went full force and just killed, as many as they could, 10, 20,000. Even if they killed 100,000, who cares compared to 2 million? I think they are 3 million. What the heck, man? But anyways, rules of engagement.